The panel to run Gaza's day-to-day operations has unveiled its new logo. It matches the emblem of the Palestinian Authority, triggering an angry reaction from Israel. Prime Minister Netanyahu's office has slammed the new logo of the National Committee for the Administration of Gaza. It said that the logo presented to Israel was completely different from the one published now. Israel said it will not accept the use of the Palestinian Authority symbol, and the PA will not be a partner in the administration of Gaza. The new logo is almost identical to that of the Palestinian Authority. The only difference is that at the bottom of it reads NCAG rather than the word Palestine. And the controversy comes as Israel reopened the Rafah crossing. Dozens of Palestinians were allowed to pass through after prolonged closure. The crossing reopens after being largely shut for almost 2 years and closed throughout most of the conflict, with movement now allowed under strict controls. Crowds gathered around a bus in Khan Yunis as returning Palestinians were taken to Nasser Hospital. United Nations officials helped passengers off the bus. Rafah, once a city of around 250,000 and now demolished and depopulated, is the sole route in or out for nearly all of Gaza's more than 2 million residents. And movement through the crossing remained small. 12 people re-entered Gaza while 15 left the enclave. Earlier, Egyptian and Palestinian sources said about 50 returnees were being processed on the Israeli-controlled side of the border pending security checks. Palestinian officials blamed delays on Israeli security checks. Israel military had no immediate comment. Video from the area showed Red Crescent volunteers assisting the people as they boarded vehicles near the crossing. Ambulances carrying Palestinian medical evacuees along with accompanying relatives were also seen passing through into Egypt. The reopening of the crossing was one of the final major requirements under the initial phase of the U.S. brokered ceasefire agreement reached in October. Health officials say the need remains urgent. Gaza's health ministry reporting that more than 20,000 injured patients require treatment that is currently unavailable inside the territory.
My son has an eye condition before the war, and during the war, he was injured in his other eye and is now blind. The Ministry of Health contacted us. We applied a year and a half ago and were waiting for the Rafah crossing to reopen.
The Israeli government's decision to shut down its iconic army radio station has drawn flack from the country's Supreme Court. It has now issued a conditional order. The judges examined whether the Benjamin Netanyahu-led government possesses authority to order the station's closure and whether the decision-making meets the legal and administrative standards. In its ruling, the court putting onus on the Israeli government to justify why its decision should not be cancelled. It indicated that the state's response should focus on the integrity of the process. It will have to submit a response by the 15th of March. Let's just look at the history of the Israeli Army Radio. It was founded in 1950. It's widely known for its flagship news programs, which have been followed for decades, even by foreign correspondents. As per a government survey, it is the country's third most listened to station, with a market share of 17.7%. The government based its decision in December 2025 on recommendations of a professional committee. It was scheduled to be shut down before March this year. In fact, the Israel Defense Minister argued earlier that a military-run radio station for the general public is an anomaly in democratic countries. And according to him, soldiers, civilians, bereaved families complained that the station broadcast divisive content, which undermined their morale and the war with Hamas. Late last year, the Supreme Court suspended the government's decision because it did not provide a clear commitment not to take irreversible steps before the court reaches a final decision.